Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Days Cortez, SLK, Stay Low Key. Back at y'all with another video. Stay Wavy TV. Let's get it! Click that subscribe button, man. Leave a comment after the video. So, I gotta talk about this Meek Mill and 6ix9ine situation. And I'm gonna go with the non-popular opinion on this subject. Because when my channel finally blows up, that's what my channel is going to be known for. And what y'all got to understand about me as an individual is I've always been a person that thinks for himself. I don't think how the majority of people think. You understand what I'm saying? I use my mind and my logic to come up and interpret how I feel about any topic in life or any subject. So I'm going to go with the non-popular opinion on how I feel about the situation with 6ix9ine and Meek Mill. And I know a lot of people aren't going to agree because we live in a world where people, especially right now, right, because of social media, we live in a world where people are sheep and people are so worried about being cool that everybody likes to go with the popular narrative. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why when you look at hip hop music today, it sounds the same, because you see a bunch of men that want to be cool instead of being themselves. They want to go with what they see is already popular. That's why there's not a lot of original artists in the rap game. There's not too many Kid Cudis and Kanye Wests and Drakes in the game. But you got a lot of Gunners and Young Thugs, and you know what I'm saying? You got a lot of dudes that sound the same, rap on the same beats, they have the same type of hairstyles, they wear the same clothes. People aren't afraid to be themselves anymore. You understand what I'm saying? So with that being said, let's get into it. In my opinion, I believe that 6ix9ine exposed Meek Mill for not being what he portrays himself to be in his music. And that's a gangster that's from the trenches. You always hear Meek Mill talk about how he's from the trenches. And we've seen on camera, we've seen Meek Mill get Safari beat up. We've seen Meek Mill get Quentin Miller beat up. And we've seen Meek Mill for the past 5 or 6 years come at and bully DJ Academics. Now, what do these three dudes have in common? These three dudes that Meek Mill is going after are not street dudes. They're not. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention we saw Meek Mill go at Drake. So that's 4 people I just named: Drake, Quentin Miller, DJ Academics, and Safari. 4 dudes who are not street dudes, who are not people that portray themselves as tough guys. All 4 of these guys I just named are okay being themselves. So because of that, they're looked at as corny or lame because they're not making up a persona for the world. So you look at the Safari situation. Meek Mill took Safari's girl, Nicki Minaj, from him. And after that, got him beat up. Meek Mill got mad at Drake because when his album came out, Drake did not post his album on his Instagram. So he exposed Drake to the world for having ghostwriters. Meek Mill got upset at Quentin Miller, who is Drake's ghostwriter, because Quentin Miller wouldn't publicly come out and confirm that he indeed ghost wrote for Drake, even though we already heard the reference tracks and we know it, right? Because Quentin Miller didn't want to squander his relationship and his bag that he was getting with the biggest artist in the world, who's Drizzy Drake. Meek Mill has continued to bully and attack DJ Academics, who we all know is a YouTuber who blew up in the basement of his mom's house and became a very successful media person in hip hop. So 2 days ago, Meek Mill runs into 6ix9ine. We all know 6ix9ine is a snitch. We all know that he used to run with the gang, the Bloods, called Treyway. And we seen 6ix9ine snitch on all them dudes and get them put in jail. So 6ix9ine runs into Meek Mill with Meek Mill's security. 6ix9ine had his security. In the video, you see 6ix9ine barking at Meek Mill, calling him a bitch, calling him all type of disrespectful things, calling him out for running around with a snitch, somebody that's a part of Rock Nation who publicly is a snitch that got pardoned by Donald Trump or something like that. And we seen 6ix9ine bark at Meek Mill like he was ready to go. And not one time in that video did you see Meek Mill attempt to charge towards 6ix9ine to put hands on him. He didn't even try to do it. He didn't try to do it, and he barely was even talking. It wasn't until 6ix9ine got in the car that Meek Mill started barking at the security guards, but he didn't do anything to 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine disrespected him right there. Right? Now, I know what you guys are going to say. Why would Meek Mill attack 6ix9ine and put himself in a position to possibly go to jail? Let me tell you why he should do it. Because he wasn't thinking about going to jail when he got Safari beat up. He wasn't thinking about going to jail when he got Quentin Miller beat up. He wasn't thinking about going to jail when he's publicly threatened DJ Academics multiple times on the internet. He recently just did it on Clubhouse. So if you're portraying yourself to be this tough guy from the trenches that's really on that, you're a real street nigga, right? You run the streets, right? You shouldn't give a fuck about going to jail because you ran into somebody that you know that you have an issue with. You have a problem with. I see Meek Mill go on Twitter and say, why me? Why did he pick me? Well, you've been publicly slandering his name and talking about him because he's a snitch. So, of course, he's going to come at you when he runs into you. You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't know why Meek Mill was so surprised that 6ix9ine was acting like he was ready to do something to him. You know this nigga, you know you and this nigga have an issue. It's the same thing with the game. Meek Mill had an issue with the game where him and the game was beefing because the game was trying to defend Nicki Minaj. And you seen Meek Mill go out of his way to squash that situation. First, he said he was going to come to Cali and handle it. Then he squashed it. So the game's manager, Whack 100, basically called out Meek Mill and said the same thing I'm saying. Yo, you had your chance to show the world that you really on that with you rapping your music and you folded. You took an L. 6ix9ine made you look like a bitch. You didn't do a damn thing. Shout out to Jack Boy, who signed the Kodak Sniper game. Jack Boy came out publicly and said, yo, if that was me, I'd be in jail right now. I would have went to jail if 6ix9ine came at me like that. Fuck security. It's going down in this motherfucker. Because Jack Boy is a real street nigga. Like he portrays himself to be. So what we're seeing is a guy like Meek Mill who clearly is picking and choosing his battles, picking and choosing when and who he wants to be tough with. Because when you look at the guys that Meek Mill got beat up, he had his Philly niggas do that shit. It wasn't Meek that put hands on him, it was the Philly niggas. His Philly niggas wasn't with him when he ran into 6ix9ine. He was with his security. But them Philly niggas that he be paying to beat niggas up like he got Safari and goddamn Quentin Miller beat up, they wasn't with him that day when he ran into 6ix9ine. If they was with him that day, it would have been a whole nother story because they would have took the charges for Meek Mill. He would have got him bailed out. But Meek Mill not finna put himself in that situation because he don't want to go back to jail. We just seen Kodak Black get out of jail for shooting at somebody in the hood. and this is a famous rapper. He showed us so many times that he doesn't give a fuck about going to jail. Because he's a real street nigga. Meek Mill, fresh off probation. You run into 6ix9ine, who you publicly have an issue with. He disrespects you, calls you a bitch, all type of disrespectful names. And not once did you try to put hands on that nigga. So, I don't know, man. To me, it's just like, these guys are characters, man. They're actors, bro. They're actors, man. To me, they're actors, but they not living what they rapping about in their music, bro. To me, they're not. You know what I'm saying? They're picking and choosing their battles, and they're picking and choosing when they want to be tough guys, man. So 6ix9ine, you took that W. Meek Mill, you got to take this L, bro. And you got exposed, bro. You got exposed. You're not what you rapping about in your music. You're not. You're not. You're not. It's your boy Days. I'm out this bitch. Skirt.